Hi, it's Mark Gordon with GoldenTicker.com on Thursday, February 24th, 2011. And we're going to take a look at Apple now. And these are the quarterly earnings for Apple. And in the fourth quarter of 2010, they reported a 75% increase over the same quarter the previous year. So that's a huge increase on a 71% increase in sales. And in Q3, they were up 68% over the same period last year on a 67% increase in sales. And you can see solid earnings here for the last couple of years. So Apple real strong here on a quarterly basis. And looking now at the graph, I kind of graphed the slope of the earnings. You can see that the sales have risen nicely here, arcing very nicely here, and earnings were up sharply in from Q3 09 to Q1 2010. Kind of backed off here a little bit, but sloping upward now. So quarterly earnings looking real strong too. And looking here at a graph of the yearly earnings taking us all the way back to 2004, we can see a beautiful slope here accelerating on upwards here into 2012. And in 2010, Apple earned $15.15, up 67% from the same period a year ago, or the 2009 earnings. And in 2011, they're estimated to be up 51%. So that's really substantial. Estimates out into 2012 are for earnings to be up 14%, which would be a pretty big slowdown, but still respectable. And this changes a lot, so investors don't really look at this too much, and this could go up. But all in all, a real strong earnings slope here. Earnings just picking up as Apple starts to take over lots of niches all around the world. Looking now at a daily chart of Apple, we can see that it hit a new high last Thursday, of $364.90, and then backed off here in light volume on Friday, and then Monday opened sharply down, went down on they had a video of Steve Jobs kind of hobbling to his car coming out of a cancer center. That might have been a lot of it. But anyways, the volume had picked up from the day before, and we had more distribution the following day, slicing through this red line, which is the 21-day moving average. Now, what's good is that this blue line is the 50-day moving average, and institutional investors, the large hedge funds and mutual funds and banks, etc., will usually support a stock they think is going higher at this line, and we see that for the last 3 days. It has held above this line and it has not really pierced it, so that's a good sign, even though today volume backed off a little bit. So it's very crucial that Apple does hold this line, and you can see going all the way back on this chart back to September, it has held above the 50-day moving average pretty much for the whole run. So let's watch Apple right at this juncture. Looking at a weekly chart, we can see that Apple consolidated here last year in the summertime, and then broke out of this base here and ran up here into the fall, and then broke out again here coming into 2011, and appears to be running higher. So lots of growth investors do look at Apple to gauge the health of the market. So holding this 50-day moving average or 10-week line is very crucial for Apple and for the markets, and for growth stocks especially.